What do you do when you feel like your life is being held back by the person you sleep with? It's very frustrating when every day you wake up and you want to dream, but you're living with someone that makes you feel like your life is a nightmare. And then you end the day sleeping with the nightmare. But you don't want it to be that way. It just seems like it is. I want to help give some perspective on that. So, we all love playing with magnets, right? And there's nothing like the sound of the connection. There's just something about magnets. So, but let's turn one magnet around, and now we get, of course, this great tension, right? Now there's great tension. I mean, first of all, say this: if you feel like you're sleeping with a jackwagon called your spouse, it feels like, oh my gosh, I think my life is going to be horrible. Like I am stuck in a life I don't want to live. Can I tell you something? This happens in every marriage. This is what we humans are. We're all jackwagons in a way. We all have flaws, attitudes, mindsets, and marriage exposes them. So here's two people, they want to get married, like, yes, marriage looks awesome. I love you, and yes, I love you too. Let's get married. This is going to be great. And then you get married, and this happens. The tension happens. You're like, where'd this come from? Like, I used to like you, and I liked you until we got this close. Then it's like, all I feel is tension, and I don't like this tension. This happens in every relationship because we're humans. So you can relax a little bit. Like, it's okay that this happens. But what do we do about it? Here's what some people do. Sometimes one person is the stronger magnet. And what they do is they kind of bully the other person, and their relationship looks like this. And it's like, the stronger one's like, well, I'm just going to control you. And I will make you be what I want you to be to make this relationship work. And so they feel like, well, I'm controlling you, but no connection is happening. They're just basically pushing the other person around. And by the way, the revelation is that I can feel like I'm controlling this person, but at some point realize that the other person's running away from you all the time. And that's not the goal. Some people arrive at this place of tension in marriage, and they just start to drift apart, and they realize, oh, now there's no tension. Like, I don't feel tension anymore. Well, it's because we don't have any connection, and we've distanced ourselves, maybe to the point that we don't dream together, maybe to the point that we don't sleep together, but there's no tension, but there's also no connection. What some couples do is we just stay right here and fight and fight and fight. Like, I'm married to you, and it's not going to change. You're married to me, it's not going to change. And and the problem is, although these two people are being faithful to each other, maybe loyal to each other because they're not leaving each other, this isn't fun. This isn't life-giving. All there is tension every day, every second. This isn't what we want in a relationship. So what do we do? What do you do when your spouse is a jackwagon? Well, just like with magnets, you change. Yeah, you change. But no, my spouse is the jackwagon. Yeah, I know, they are. But here's the crazy revelation that happens in marriage is that when my spouse is the jackwagon, and it makes me want to get so frustrated and try to control them or maybe leave them, or what do I do? The revelation is the moment we realize that maybe I'm the reason my spouse has become a jackwagon. Maybe how I treat them is why they act that way. Maybe it's something in me that causes them to do that. Maybe my spouse did the horrible thing of lying to me because they feel like I have no grace at all. And their feeling they had was, well, if I tell them the truth, I think they'll put me into some kind of punishment for who knows how long. And I can't deal with that because I want to love them. So if I'm honest about this mistake I made, then they're going to punish me, and I don't want that. I want to love them and I want them to love me. And so they had no choice but to lie. And that doesn't make it right, but that's the reality. What if the reason that your spouse turned to some strange behavior was because of your own strange behavior towards them? And what if you make the decision, well, I can't believe they're acting that way. I can't believe that. And so you're like, I'm out of here. And you can get divorced and then get married again in a couple of years. What if the same thing happens again? Well, I can't believe it. Marriage just doesn't work. Like, all men are like this, or all women are like this. So I'm not getting married again. Like, this is ridiculous. It doesn't work. And what if we never realize that it was our own conduct, it's how we thought, it's how we functioned that caused someone else to dysfunction? What if there's a dysfunction in me that causes someone else to dysfunction, and I spend my whole life being mad at someone else about something that I needed to change? This is good news. It means that if we're sleeping with a jackwagon and we can't change them, because we can't change them, but we can change ourselves, and we change ourselves, it changes them. There's hope, my friends. There is hope.